Here, sorry. Do you ever have that kind of feeling, you're just chilling in your room or something like that, you're doing something, your mind's all clear and everything, serenity, you know, you're at the peak of mental goodness, if you will, and suddenly you remembered one thing that you forgot and it just completely fucks up your mood. That's the situation that I found myself in, pertaining to my save file in PlanetBase. So as you can see, if I go to load over here and I see that, oh, what's this? I mean, I created a save file earlier, but that's just to check the state. But if I just load it up very quick, uh, yeah, back here, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. So, oh well, I'll try to patch up my carelessness to the best of my ability and then I'll get back. Okay, so I'm back, and here's what I've done so far. We've just received a new colonist, and he's a biologist. And as you can see, we've gotten ourselves a new milestone. And I'll explain all the other stuff that I did later, but first, I mean, to the best of my ability, I tried to recreate the save file that I had before, before I forgot to save. But there are a few things that I haven't recorded yet that I should probably explain. So there are a few things I'm constructing right here. This is the control center. That will be important because it enables us to do this. This panel hasn't been unlocked yet, but what the security controls enable us to do is that the security controls will enable us to control when people, like, for example, there are alerts. No alert, yellow alert, and red alert. And no alert is everyone can do whatever they want. Yellow alert you can turn on when there's a natural disaster like a dust storm or something, or, a solar storm. I think that's what it's called. And basically the point is, if there's a disaster that people needs to be inside, you use yellow alert, because in yellow alert everyone will go inside. In red alert is what you use when you have an intruder that you haven't been able to fight so far. Red alert causes everyone to stay inside, any individuals to grab whatever weapons they have, and for those who don't have weapons to just fight the intruder bare hands, bare fist, and whatnot. If you take the necessary precautions, you will almost never have to turn on red alert, because, oh, we have ourselves our first trading ship. It seems like it's a technology trader. You can tell because it has a semiconductor on the side. And here, let's just wait for that. And let's see what trades it has. It's offering us 3 semiconductors, some coins, and a constructor bot. There isn't really anything that I can use here at the moment. We already have a constructor bot. But these coins will be useful in the future. He's charging a very high commission, but it is what it is. So let's get 20 coins for now. What I like to do is I like to trade in my medicine plants. And maybe a bit of food, but never too much. So let's see how much we can get out of that. Okay, seems like just 30 coins. Getting kind of ripped off, but yeah. And we're just going to commence with the trade. If that was a driller bot, I most likely would have tried to buy it off of him, because driller bots, I mean, it's suggested by the name, they help you mine. And they can do it better than these colonists. And the idea is, once you have the capacity to build robots, once you have the capacity to start maintaining robots, you want to have as many robots to optimize the unneeded tasks in your colony as possible. Mining robots can do that, constructing robots can do that, and of course delivering stuff robots can do that. Which means that you kind of want as many robots to do those things as possible, so that your humans, which can do specialist tasks, can actually do those tasks instead of having to bog themselves with unneeded labor like what I'm doing in the mines right now. So yeah, as you can see, we are delivering the medicine plants to the trading ship. I have an autosave over there, and I'll get back once there's a significant development. Here, just increasing the percentage of colonists that I want, because now I want workers. I have a third biologist, which means the strain's going to be much less on them. Our trade has just been finished, and as you can see, we now have 30 coins, which isn't bad at all. Albeit 30 coins is only worth about 3 med plants, but the advantage with coins or credits or whatever you'd like to call them is that they don't have any weight. And the thing about weight is that spaceships can only carry a limited amount of physical product, but coins don't have weight, which means you can give them as much coins as you'd like and they can readily accept it, which makes it very advantageous when you're trying to do very big trades, where you really can't buy everything in terms of just raw product. On the subject of mining, we're going to have some more ore soon. I want more ore so that I can build more stuff. Fortunately, with the third biologists, our plants should be maintained much more frequently. And yes, ideally I want to get 2 or more workers in the next colonist ship so that I can have the mine open at any given time, because this would be operated by full 4 people, and this would also be operated by at least 1 person. And depending on whether I need to process goods or whether I need to mine, I can shift priority from one another, which the early game is really just full of micromanagement, because you don't really have the robotic infrastructure in place to optimize your workflow, which means that you'll just have to kind of micromanage what you want your workers to do, because you can't control what they do. You can only like make it more likely for them to do it, per se. So yeah, but at the moment nothing's really happening, so I'll get back when something does happen. Another colonist ship has arrived. Here. Ah, perfect. 2 workers. That's actually exactly what I needed. So now I can turn this on. And since I do want the priority to be on mining at the moment, I don't have a lot of ore. I'm going to have this on, but not set on priority, so you know, the free worker whenever he's free, or I guess free 2 workers, because only 3 people can be in the mines at once. But the point is, every time there's a worker, you want them to be doing something useful. And so mining is useful, but if there's already a max number of people in it, then you kind of want them to be doing something else that's useful, like doing a specialist job in the factory or the processing plant. This is the factory. So yeah, one more thing that I should probably explain is these spares. They are very important because they are needed to maintain these power producing plants. And as you can see over here, there's something called condition. There's a stat called condition, and every single power generating plant will have a condition. If that condition goes too low, they won't generate power. In order to improve that condition, a constructor bot or an engineer will need to go towards it and fix it with spare parts. And that's what this factory here is for. I have plenty of spare parts at the moment, so I'm just going to turn that entire place off because it's just a waste of power at the moment. But yes, okay, we have, I think I'll get 8 iron ore before I actually start to put an emphasis on processing the materials into more advanced materials, if you will. What I'm also going to build is I'm going to build a semiconductor factory, and that's because I would like to go over here on the subject of that. I was about to change the colonist plans, but this will do. But here, I'm gonna just temporarily turn off colonists. A trading ship has landed. Ooh. Okay, meat I'm not going to make yet because, I mean, I can make that myself. But I do kind of want this. So I can, of course, put in my medicine plants. I can put in some starch that's of no value to me because I haven't really... Actually, no, I want the starch to make bioplastic. And here's where the credits come in handy. I can just use that to pay for this, and of course I'll still need to give up one item that would be good. Buy 6 beer in return for 30 credits, 1 medicine plant, and one so yeah, as you can see, almost everything has been cleared over there, which means that if I wanted to, I can like go over here and build like a water tower or something. But what I think I'll do is, if I can squeeze it, which I don't think I can until I move the rest of the two, I want to build a starport there. Or actually, I might build a starport near an entrance or near a storage room. So yeah, I think I'll do that. But I want semiconductors. Number one, semiconductors sell for quite a bit of money and doesn't require a lot of processing in the grand scheme of things. You need iron and bioplastic, which you can make by processing starch and ore into, you know, iron and bioplastic. So, and then you need iron and bioplastic to make semiconductors. There's kind of a hierarchy of the complexity of materials if you think about it. Yeah, so it's like you have the most basic of goods. You have just raw produce. You have meat. You have ore. You have uh, you have starch, and then you can process that into stuff like food, beer, iron, bioplastic, and then you can process that into even more stuff, and the hierarchy kind of just keeps on going up, and you can use different resources to build different things. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's kind of what this game is about, really, because other than trying to get all 10 major milestones, there isn't really anything that you are trying to do in the game other than expand and trade, I guess. But yeah, okay, we have 9 ore. I can turn off, shut down the mine. I want people to be focused on processing. Or I guess I won't shut it down, but I won't be placing an emphasis on it anymore. So yeah, now that I have more workers, I can be processing all 4 things at once. What I also think I'll do is, since I'm going to get more people, what I think I'll do is I want more engineers because I want to build robots. So let's get ourselves a few engineers, but I also want a few biologists. So our single medic will suffice for now, but sooner or later I'd like to get more engineers because I want to build a robotics facility. And the reason why I want to build a robotics facility is that it'll enable us to do a few things. Of course, given the name, you'll be able to repair the robots. You'll be able to build robots, but you'll also be able to repair robots in there, or robots can do self-repair there. Which is also the reason why I've commissioned the construction of this semiconductor plant, because you need semiconductors to make robots. No shit. So, yeah. Oh well. nothing's really happening at the moment, I'm just going to speed up time and see what happens. Another colonist ship has arrived and we've got ourselves, 3 engineers, not bad. But now we definitely have too much people now. I want a biologist. I want to start growing a bit more food, so I'm going to build a bigger biodome. I think I'm going to prioritize the construction of the biodome. Because now that I have 4 biologists, and generally speaking, what I'm actually going to do, so I'm going to build a science lab over here. Because what the science lab will allow me to do is it will allow me to produce meat. I'm also going to start utilizing more of our food by building another meal maker. And meat will just add so much variety to our people's diets. They've been vegan since they came here, so it's just gonna tremendously help them out. They're not going to be as tired of their food and everything. Yeah. Are working hard. Everything. And it seems like, at least for now, we have plenty of headroom in terms of power storage, so yeah, I want to build this quickly so that I can start controlling the red alerts and whatnot. Yeah, nothing much is happening. There's still some beer over there, but oh well, I'll come back once something happens. Okay, and I'm back. We've built the control center, and here's the reason why I wanted to build the control center. If you go here, we can put it on yellow alert and red alert now. As you can see, all colonists will stay indoors, and medics and guards will stay on duty for longer. And over here, all colonists will stay indoors, medics and guards will stay on duty for longer, and colonists will fight enemies by any means necessary. The emphasis on any means necessary, because that means that they'll literally fight. Oh, we have a drunkard over here. Oh well, at least the beer is coming into good use. And I think I'm going to build a second biodome here. So that we have more food and everything. Once I build this biodome, so I'm going to put an emphasis on the construction of this. At the moment, we don't have a lot of starch, but neither do we have a lot of iron. We want to build a lot of things, but we're being handicapped by the amount of resources that we actually have. It's going to be a bit of a problem. Fortunately, we are slowly but surely producing a bit more iron to subsidize that, as most of the structures that we want to build already has stuff. And we have another colonist ship. There we go, 2 extra biologists. No more colonists, we don't have enough food. As you can see, we have 16 people now, which is double what we had previously. Sandstorm imminent. This is why I wanted to build a yellow alert. There we go, everyone's going to start heading inside. Which means that won't get hurt as much. And it also means that they won't be staying outside unnecessarily, which obviously hurts them a bit, as you can tell. So yeah. Now that everyone's inside, we're safe from the hazards of the sandstorm, which is good. Oh yeah, also during sandstorms, wind speed is at its highest, which means that if you have enough wind turbines, you won't have to... You actually, you know, won't run out of power, which is why you should diversify your grid when you can. Because in certain planets like, you know, like a moon, for example, that has no atmosphere, you can't use wind power there, you'll have to use solar. Here, I'm gonna speed up time and wait for something to happen. Okay. Constructing the biodome. Which is going to be neat, because now that we have the biologists, we can actually start producing food. And since we have the iron that we need to produce that, I'm going to stop having an emphasis on this and start emphasizing mining again. So that I can start getting more ore. Having more food will also be advantageous, or however the fuck you pronounce that. So that I can go over here and start producing. Here we're going to have a maize pad, because people, or I'm not sure if people actually do, but having more, you know, having more plants just to diversify your food is always useful, because you can use different foods to make different meals, which will of course impact the happiness of everyone. And if I recall correctly, I should have 5 biologists now. So let me just check. Semiconductors I'm going to keep at a cap of 5 for now. So, stats. I have 6 biologists, which means that I have room for plenty of food production. Here, and I'm going to recycle this airlock, because I need the extra bioplastic to manufacture this food. And I'm also, of course, going to place high priority on that so that I can... Okay, I'm back. And here, constructing everything. And it seems like we have a bit of excess bioplastic, which is good. Kinda need that. And everything's going good so far. We just need to construct our plants. The bioplastic should be heading there towards there shortly, I hope. And it seems like we have another trading ship, which is neat. So there we go. Ah, the farm dome plant with the patent value of 400. As much as I want that, can't really afford patents at the moment. What I am going to do is I'm going to buy all the raw materials that he has, so that I won't need to do as much processing for it. And I'll just sell some of my medical plants and medical supplies. 55, I only need a value of 60, so gonna throw in some alcoholic beverages to buy that. And it seems like we need more water too. So let's build another water plant. bigger one this time. And let's also turn this off so that's not consuming as much water for our existing biodome. Although I'm going to put priority on that. And hopefully we should get more mineral ore later, but I'm gonna let time play out. There we go, now that I can actually capture this on camera, here is an injured worker. People get injured after fighting or going into the mines, or if they stay outside during a disaster for too long. And the reason why that's important is because, well, injured people can't do anything. They'll essentially be a burden on the whole colony until they can get fixed up, which is why you want to fix them up as soon as possible. Which is what's going to happen soon. The doctor should come. As you can tell, our colony isn't exactly known for its healthcare yet. But given that it only has 16 people, the fact that it even has a doctor amongst their population, if we're taking, you know, current world statistics into account, is impressive to say the least. So he should be heading towards... Oh no, he's going to have a drink first. He's thirsty, and it's not like he's going to die yet. He probably has a broken bone at best. But yeah, we're just going to let time play out and see what happens. Okay, I'm back, and now that we have plenty of iron ore, I'm going to place the emphasis on this. We have lots of processing to do because we have lots of raw ingredients that we bought and grown, or in the case of iron, mined. But yeah, we want to produce iron as soon as possible because we're having a bit of a water shortage at the moment. And having that water shortage is not ideal for the growth of our colony. And we have a trading ship right here. A driller bot. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to buy it with, so I'll just purchase some credits off of him. Using some semiconductors. And hopefully I might be able to buy it, but I'm going to be conceding a lot, and I'm not willing to take that risk yet, so might buy that. Throw in some medical plants to add value and buy some more alcohol. There we go. Okay, our trade is done. And on that subject, I think I'm going to end the video right here. So, you know, I'm going to remember to actually save this time. And, you know, if you liked it, like. If you don't like it, don't like. But yeah, see you in the next video.